All right, so it's no surprise that AMC has been having some very hard days lately. We've seen nothing but red for quite some time, and I know a lot of people out there might be discouraged, right? And one of the things that makes it even worse, in my opinion, is the fact that you can go out and originally, when this whole thing began, back in January, early February, you watch some YouTube videos. Guess what? The story was all the same across all of them. You buy AMC, you hold AMC, and you watch AMC squeeze. Now it seems like, okay, this guy's doing DD on this subject right here. This guy's talking about bonds over here. This guy's talking about JP Morgan doing margin calls. This guy's talking about fake prices that don't exist. This guy's talking about dark pools. And everybody is getting stretched in so many different directions. Guys, we need to refocus and let's talk about what will cause the squeeze to happen, okay? So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us. Become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. I'll tell you what, man. It does get tiring looking at so many different opinions, and that's what they are. They're opinions. Now, I know there are a lot of smart guys out on YouTube, out on Reddit, out on Twitter, but at this point, it almost seems like we're trying to prove our intelligence, right? And it's not even necessary to do so. We've got theories about bonds that result in unlimited short positions or an unlimited loophole where they can continue shorting. Go down that path if you would like. I don't necessarily agree with that. We've got ideas about JP Morgan calling hedge funds following the please read the article. Following the Archegos meltdown. That was several months ago, okay? I know the articles by risk.net or something are circulating today, right? First of all, .net should tell you something. Second of all, Archegos was months ago, all right? Next, we've got guys telling you that there's a fake price and a real price. Like, come on, guys. I know that the dark pool is scary, but why would institutions trade on the dark pool at some $5,000 price? Why would they ever buy it on the dark pool and sell it on the exchange when they would be buying it for $5,000 and selling it on the exchange for $40? Like, it doesn't make sense. Here's the deal. You can get pulled in so many different directions and try to focus on so many different things. You want to know why AMC is going down right now? It's not fun to talk about. It's not some sort of an interesting story or a conspiracy theory or some sort of market manipulation. It's going down because, one, people are losing interest and they're selling. Guys, you don't see a run-up on a normal stock from $12 to $70 in a week or 2-week period. It doesn't happen. How does that come into play? It's not because shorts are being covered. We know that by now. It's because retail investors are piling in. Brand new retail investors are piling in. And what happens the moment they no longer see, especially if it's their first time, if it's their first stock ever and they watch it go from $12 to $70 in a week period, and then what happens when it trades sideways for a couple of days? People get bored. I mean, my goodness, you guys know how fast people get bored these days. People get bored. Then what do? They sell. If it starts to come down a little bit, what are they tempted to do? They're tempted to sell. I mean, maybe even you have been tempted to sell at this point. And you might be thinking, wow, we've gone from 70 to 30. Guys, it's the same. It's actually worse to go from 12 to 5 than it is to go from 70 to 30. Do the math, right? 12 to 5 is a bigger percentage drop than 70 to 30. So think about that for a second. It's not the first time AMC has experienced declines like this. It's not the last time that AMC will experience declines like this. But the short squeeze has not occurred. So what do we focus on? Do we need some sort of a catalyst to get this squeeze into play? No. Do we need some sort of corruption to come to light to get the margin calls to take place? No. Do we need some sort of, intelligence, just massive due diligence to come together and expose everything for what it is? No. Do we need billions or trillions of synthetic shares to drive the price where we want to drive it? No. Okay? If you need to take a step back, if you need to go watch some of the original videos, I would absolutely recommend watching some of the original videos. Why? People were excited. Okay? They didn't have this sort of a frenzy about them, like, we need to expose the corruption, or AMC's declining right now. What should we do? It was simple, guys. It was you eat up the supply. When apes own the supply, not retail investors, because my goodness, if you're going to sit here and tell me that every retail investor is holding the stock and not selling it, I don't know. I don't know why you would think that. It's not the case. There are plenty of day traders left in the game. There are plenty of FOMO buyers that are already getting out. There are plenty of retail investors that are not willing to hold out for a squeeze. So what do? Go back and watch some of them to see how easy this whole thing is. And I know you're probably bored of me saying this by now, but it is no more complicated than buying and holding the stock. And you guys can remember from the original videos, you own that stock, right? The short sellers are guaranteed to buy it back. You do not sell this stock. Okay, you do not sell it. If everybody does not sell it, the short sellers offer a higher price for it. If they continue not to sell it, they offer a higher price for it. If we continue not to sell it, they offer a higher price for it. And then that price gets accepted and we sell. Now think about it. There are people right now willing to sell at $40 a share. There are people tomorrow, if it goes down to 35, that will be willing to sell at $35 per share. There are people that if it goes down to $20 per share, they're going to be willing to sell at $20 per share. So how do you ever squeeze the price higher if people are willing to sell? Now look, I'm not sitting here and trying to deter people from the short squeeze or anything like that. It is easy to buy and hold, right? Overcoming temptation, that is not easy. People are tempted by the most meager things, and they fall to temptation day in and day out. It's not something that should be overcomplicated. People can't handle complicated. All right, I'm just going to be honest with you. People can't handle complicated, so it should not be something that we overcomplicate. If everybody is on board, you buy the stock, you hold the stock, and they can't buy it back, so the price goes up. That's simple, guys. Sure, if there are more shares out there, great, but it's unnecessary. All of the distractions that we're seeing right now are unnecessary. They're fun to talk about. They're fun to research. It's fun to learn. Absolutely, but it's not necessary. If you had the only scrap of food left on the planet, if you were the sole owner of that last scrap of food, and all of us out here were hungry, what do you think we would do? Everybody would be willing to offer you everything they have for that. It's no different if you hold the supply. It is no different. You control the price. If everybody's willing to sell at certain points, that's the price you pay for it. You guys know that by now. You can go to Walmart, you can buy the same thing at Target, you can buy the same thing at Aldi, you can buy the same thing at the dollar store, right? Everybody's got the same product, and they're all willing to sell it for a different price. If everybody came together, it's a monopoly in the real world, right? If you couldn't go to T-Mobile or Sprint or Verizon or AT&T or whatever, guess what? Whoever the last man standing is decides what you pay for the phone price. But competition and the diversity there, it brings the price down. So if we are willing to compete with each other for the price, man, if I'll take 40 today or if I'll take 60 tomorrow or 70 tomorrow, guess what? How are you going to hold out for 100 if everybody else is willing to sell for 60 or 70? Exactly. Now you understand how simple it is, yet how complicated it is. We have to overcome temptation, and we have to hold the stock. There's all the other stuff. It's just added fluff. It's just added fun. It's just added whatever you want to call it. It's a very simple movement, and I hope, I understand that the tone of this video is a little bit more, it's a little heavier than normal, but people need to be reminded, man, that this isn't some sort of a game we're playing. This is absolutely what we need to do in order to see the short squeeze take place. I don't want to see you burn out. I don't want to see you get tired. I don't want to see you sell your shares. I don't want to see you lose. I absolutely want to see people win, and guess what? Sometimes people need a little bit of tough love, and that's exactly what we need here. We need to be reminded exactly what we need to do. So guys, I hope it brings it home and you understand what's going on here, that this isn't easy, that it's not easy to watch your portfolio decline, but we cannot sell the shares that we own or the hedge funds can buy them back. Don't think that you're selling it to another ape. Pretend you're selling it directly to the hedge funds. That might help you a little bit. Guys, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it, subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day. And man, we are growing our portfolios together. Webull, $5 all July long. Make sure to make that deposit. If you wait until another month, you're going to have to wait and deposit $100 to get those free stocks just for doing so. And yeah, Ape Father, if anybody's watching right now, Ape Father wants to see everybody's portfolio. You guys should know the answer by now. Yeah, well, Mom said don't compare sizes, so we're not going to compare sizes. If that helps you out there, Ape Father. Anything else? Twitter, ClayBro883. Follow me everywhere, ClayBro883. And I'm pretty sure that sums it up now, guys. So until the next time, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.